a young journalist had prized open the closet. Her role model and father figure chose to cover it up. This was no longer an internal matter. This was not a private affair. The incident had sent shockwaves across India.
No, but he said sorry. Hello.
But even more disturbing was the cover-up that followed.
It was touted to be the Think Fest, where big names from various spectrum came together to think over various issues. But instead, it became a nightmare for one of the employees of Tehelka magazine, where she was sexually harassed by former editor of Tehelka, Traun Tejpal. The hotel in question, meanwhile, says that they have submitted all the proof and evidence to the Goa police, and now the ball is in the Goa police court. The Goa police, meanwhile, have started their investigation, have lodged an official FIR under sections 376 as well as 354, which deals with rape and outraging a woman's modesty.
Any information on crime has to be shared with the police. I don't think there is two different views on that. It's a law of the country. I would decide about the exact nature of crime of each one. But one thing I think is very sure, that it is Tejpal who is the culprit, and that girl, I cannot reveal her identity, is the victim.
But clearly a self-imposed exile was not punishment. The victim knew it, Tehelka knew it, and so did Traun Tejpal. But this was not the first such case, and this will not be the last. In just the last 7 days, the legal fraternity has been rattled by 2 cases of sexual harassment against a very senior lawyer and a judge. In fact, just last year, 26-year-old Geetika Sharma hanged herself after being harassed by her boss and tormentor, Gopal Kanda.
As women increase in numbers in the workplace, I think you will find more such complaints coming to the fore. And I believe that this is really about strength in numbers, because I'm sure there were many incidents of sexual harassment in the past which have not been reported because women have remained silent because of the fear of losing their jobs. But today they are far more familiar, and they do understand, the sexual harassment policy, their rights to complain.
Many succumb to the pressures, forced to live with their trauma. Many crumble and end it by punishing themselves. But on more occasions than one, the real accused, the real perpetrators, go scot-free. She was driven and completely loved her profession. And her hard work ensured that she gets her due. But soon she was confronted by the hard reality. Today she no longer works for anyone. She had to give up her job.
Yes, of course. I have really faced, come across, I was working in an office where my boss wanted some sexual favors, and for me it really became difficult to work in that place. At the same time, it was difficult to leave the job also. See, when you're not willing for any sexual favor, or you don't want to give any sexual favor to your boss, you at the same time want to raise voice, you want to file a complaint against the same, then there is a fear of losing job.
She raised her voice, but those who once backed her in corridor discussions backed out. She battled the stigma. She battled the loose talk. She no longer walks in those corridors, but is still haunted by what happened.
When you are treated as a good employee, you are treated as a good employee, you are given favors to get favors actually. Yeah, you have to understand there what goes in their mind. They feel like we will give them favors, we will give them promotion, we will give them good perks, and later on they try to get favors, you know. And same happened with me also.
A top IAS officer was subjected to a violent sexual assault by the Transport Minister of Kerala. Today, it has been over a decade since the incident, but the case continues to drag on.
It is a false allegation.
Clearly, no position, no situation deters these perpetrators. In fact, a certain data shows that 80% of women face sexual harassment in some form or other. But only a few, very few, manage to muster the courage to speak out. This heinous crime is not limited to one office, one industry, or one compound.
This incident to the higher officials, but the higher officials, they didn't took proper actions against him. They just neglected for 5 to 6 days, around 7 days only, and then at last I went to Women's Commission Manjula. That time Manjula was a Women's Commission, and I brought her a notice also, but nothing happened.
But there are two sides to this story as well. Not all cases are genuine.
And one day she said, okay, I'm an excellent cook, come over to home sometime. I'll make a good food for you and we'll try to invite some more people. So I thought, I assumed it like a team outing. I took it very naturally. I went there, nobody was there. And there she tried inducing me again and I ran away from there. Next day she told, if you don't support me, if you don't follow what I'm saying, you will be in a big soup. And with 4 months from that time, I personally resigned and left the company under pressure.
Some find themselves on the other side, fixed for material gains.
In the standing committee or management committee, yes, we need equal participation or more participation from the men side of it, who will actually design and draft this bill or the law and present it to.
So when this time a woman braved it all and raised her voice, why has the entire machinery gone on an overdrive to scuttle the case? Why have the same colleagues who were her mentors turned their back? Why are they not rallying behind her as she would have expected them to? It is time to confront the crime.
I'm just saying there's a lot of wrong information floating around over there.
Because only then can we hope to storm out of these dangerous corridors.